And welcome to Josh and Aaron Talk About Stuff. I am Josh.
And I am still Aaron.
Yeah.
I was last time. I still am.
What if one day you're not?
I think that would be interesting. I'm just not Aaron. I'm somebody else. Today on Josh and Aaron Talk About Stuff is Josh and Ted. Hi, I'm Ted. I'm no longer Aaron.
That'd be funny. Hey, what's your It didn't matter. All right, I'm someone give. So today's topic is the police, right?
Right.
I'm going to give you a little agree or disagree.
All right. Oh dear. Okay.
We should have police.
Agree.
Right? Yeah, we agree.
Right.
We should have police.
We need
them. Communities. You know, they have
absolutely.
They have an important job.
You know what the fact is? I don't trust anybody else in our society enough to not have them.
You know, I know the Wild West.
I mean,
really...
I know that's a horrible statement.
Yeah,
but it's just what it comes down to.
Like, I can't imagine what it would be like if there were no police.
I think there's a contingent of our population that simply knowing that there is law enforcement out there is what keeps them from doing anything they shouldn't do. There's a large contingent of the population that realizes we live in a society, and those people like you and myself, we do the right thing, not because we think there's somebody watching over our shoulder, but because we think it's the morally right thing to do. I'm not going to walk into a store and take something that doesn't belong to me without paying for it. It's just not. Right. I'm not going to go slash my neighbor's tires and break a window because, well, for one thing, I like my neighbor. He's a nice guy. But I mean, even if I didn't, I wouldn't. But there are people that would. We need police.
The thing, have you ever seen the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
And he works for the pre-crime.
That's a great flick. I love it.
Yeah, so like
Philip K. Dick, man, that guy was paranoid.
Yeah. But he works for the pre-crime division, so where like if someone's going to commit a murder, they're able to. The problem with policing is it's very reactionary.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, there's laws in place. They enforce those laws if they're broken, but they can't really prevent crime from happening. So it's.
I mean, they're to a degree but I think to a degree their presence in a location, like when there's a spot that has a speed trap and there's a car that's there every day when you drive by, that's serving as a preventative. It's keeping people from speeding because that there are people that will rip through there at 80, and I admit that is the one that I'm probably guilty on. There are places where I'm just kicking along. I'd probably book it through at like 60. So the Parkway in Bend, they call it a Parkway. It's a stupid name, but that's what they call it. And it's a bypass, right? This bypass has a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's a 4-lane bypass around town, but they put the speed limit at 45. It's a ludicrous speed limit. It should be a 55 or a 60. Okay. And I admit, if it wasn't for the fact that I know cops patrol it like crazy, I'd do 65 through there. Because it's a 4-lane highway, I would do 65.
So you're worried about consequences, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the point. So there is an aspect of policing that is preventative in a situation like that. It keeps
it doesn't prevent all crime. They can't.
No, absolutely not. Of course not.
Which makes their job
more difficult,
right? But and we know it's a dangerous job, even though I don't know if it's in the top 10. I think it's weird to think that show Deadliest Catch, right? When you're Alaskan
fisherman,
more dangerous.
Yeah.
Beside the point. So yes, being a police officer is dangerous, and you do technically put your life on the line
every
day because any nut, that could be the day that they go nuts.
Right, exactly.
So I think having police, it makes communities safe, or tries to. At least their intent, right?
To protect and to serve,
for
as
now,
it says,
in
right?
In today's world.
Let's not even get into the Minority Report thing because
I'm not.
No. Just let me say that because that's a whole different argument.
Well, I mean, like we said, this is not a history show, but the original creation of a police force is not what we would think it would be. All right. Yeah, so look it up, folks, if you want to know the original creation of police forces. But so police today, I would also agree that I think most police officers have good intentions. But I mean, you say a few bad apples, that could be a million police officers, depending on however many police officers are.
And as the other proverb goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Right. If you watch cop shows, police officers will bend and break every rule in the book just to get a confession out of a person. You know what I mean? And they'll question the dude without a lawyer when we know that that's not really how.
Yeah, it's not due process.
Procedures are, right? So, like, police, if they should be respected, not out of fear, right? We shouldn't respect them because they're an authority figure. We should respect them because they do the right thing, they do a good job, they don't take advantage of people. But we know that that's not the case, right?
I think that's the problem, is that feeling in our society has been over the years, and it's just what it comes down to. That trust in law enforcement has become really shaky. That I would go as far as to say it's gone.
Yep.
And that's a problem, and it's a problem that law enforcement themselves needs to address. They need to you got to take a step back and look. When people are starting to no longer trust you or trust the profession that you're in, and you have to kind of reassess things. It doesn't mean the profession needs to go away, right. But we have a problem with policing in our society, and that's all there is to it. We have a real problem with policing.
Well, yeah, and the training. It's like they're trained,
right,
to be like, we're the authority figure. We should be obeyed at all times.
Right.
When it's not always that simple.
No, it's not that simple.
Because, like, obviously the police in the United States carry guns on them, but not necessarily in England. Like, they have SWAT teams and guns in England, but I think your normal patrol officer guy don't really carry a gun, do they?
A taser, something like that.
That's probably a cultural thing.
Well, I mean, maybe cultural, but I think it's that way in a lot of European countries. I mean, I think a lot of the European countries, the police officers don't carry.
And they don't have inordinate amounts of crime like we do.
No. We have a societal problem in our country, though. I mean, so much of this, man, we talk about issues like this, and it gets me thinking, and it's just like, we just kind of have like this breakdown in a general like civility in our country, and we've kind of lost touch with that. And I think it, if I can kind of go backwards a little bit to last time we talked on this idea of we kind of have this real, each person is an island mentality in our country, and so much of the problems in our country stem from that. This idea that I'm an individual, I can do what I want. I'm an individual. It's like, you're an individual. It doesn't give you free reign to just do whatever you want. You know what I mean? It just doesn't.
Like, obviously we don't know any different because we've grown up in America, but like, police officers having guns is kind of like, one, I don't know if it should ever be brought out unless you're being fired upon. I'm kind of on that side of the fence. Like, unless you're being shot at, your gun doesn't need to come out. There's got to be a way to de-escalate the situation.
Man, that's the one where it gets hard. Yeah. Like, that's such a hard situation, and I don't want to go in. It's like, I don't really want to start bringing up specific examples because right. that's just where I'm just not going to do that. But obviously the deadly force aspect of the police has become the real sticking point. Truly, I mean, it really has, right? I mean, that's that idea of deadly force. That's become the real issue. And when is deadly force warranted? Is it ever warranted?
Right.
I don't like. It's not. The problem is, I just don't think it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
It's like, if we're going to have police, we can't just tie their hands, but at the same time, you can't just be pulling out a gun and starting. This isn't the Old West, Right. You're not Marshall Dillon. You just you're not Wyatt Earp. This isn't the OK Corral. I mean, you don't just get to start shooting. It doesn't work that way anymore.
I do take issue a little bit with like the defense of "I feared for my life."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a police officer should take that position. One, because they know what they're getting into any day. Plus, if you're scared, then you make bad decisions.
But I can see.
Yeah.
I was trying to protect someone else, and that one.
Right.
That's where it's like, to protect. I am trying to protect.
I mean, because you could be in a fist fight and it's like, I fear for my life.
Yeah, and people have done that. The guy punched me. So you pulled a gun and shot at him? It's happened.
Yeah, I just think that there should be, I don't know, more defined. I don't know if you couldn't really have a list on a wall at the workplace. These are the only instances where you can pull your gun out, but it's kind of like a fire with fire,
mm-hmm.
Like if you're being shot at, of course, I think you need to up your level and pull your gun. But if a guy,
if somebody's in their car driving away,
get out of the way.
That gun needs to stay holstered.
Or just if someone's coming out with you, a police officers don't only have guns; they have
absolutely
nightsticks of some sort. They have
tasers and all sorts of other
tasers.
Things,
but I do feel that no police officer in any precinct anywhere should be alone on patrol. I think you should always have 2 police officers, just because if you're if you're on your own, I think it's more of a go-to to pull your gun to protect your life or whatever. But and I also feel that no matter what, your what is it? The cameras that the police officers use
body cams
always on, and I do take issue with. So police forces are funded through taxpayer dollars,
mm-hmm.
right? I think any institution that's funded through taxpayer dollars needs to be more transparent.
Absolutely.
But they have written laws to protect police officers, and I show the video footage. Don't doctor it. Don't redact any of it.
Right. No, it's and you're very right. It's like we pay for you.
Yeah.
We pay you. We pay you.
Yeah, we pay you to do a job.
Us.
We know it's important and it's stressful and it's dangerous, but you got to work with us here. If you do wrong, just admit it. If a police officer actually admitted wrong,
mm-hmm.
I think it would go a long way.
It would, yeah.
But that probably goes back to the training aspect. It needs to be more than just force. It needs to be learning how to deal with people. You know what I mean? Police officers probably also need to be some sort of a mental health official or something, which I think that's where that whole defunding the police, which doesn't mean take all their money away. It means let's divert some resources, because maybe the police officer is in the right person for a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
It's really a hard issue, and it's one that's gotten more and more challenging because it's become such a hot issue as people.
Yeah. How do you feel about
it's because it's broken?
The militarization of police forces.
That's broken, right? I mean, that's the part that's broken. It's not a military organization. The idea behind the police is to protect and to serve, and so the idea is to be there in your community, to protect the people of the community, to serve the people of the community. But then I go back, and it's just our communities have become so, I don't know. I just feel like we as a nation have kind of lost our sense of just sort of what it means to just take care of your neighbor.
Do you think well, I'm sure we've all seen videos of police officers, but I think police officers need to be very much like Teflon, where stuff just rolls off of them. A guy cussing you out is not necessarily cussing the police officer out. He's venting. You don't need to arrest somebody or throw, or tase them because they're cussing, or charge somebody for whatever, some law some guy made in 1852 about talking to a police officer. Just be common sense is important. Decency, understand the situation.
Yeah. I think the word I've heard kicked around, and it's probably the best word for it, is reform. It needs reform. It's all there is to it. And if you can't see that, then, well, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess one of the biggest issues is outing your own. Like if the precinct in where you are, if there was a bad cop, the good ones need to out the bad cops, because if you don't, then the trust just continues to deteriorate.
It can't just continue to be this whole brotherhood where everybody protects this guy's dirty and we all know it, but nobody says a thing. If somebody's dirty, if somebody's doing the job wrong, if somebody's corrupt, say something.
Yeah, and plus there should be stricter enforcement of that. Like, you shouldn't have a guy with 17 citations against him or whatever before you let him go. No, it should be kind of like a 3-strike rule.
Yeah.
Anyway. So all right, police serve a purpose. We need them.
Indeed.
But there's some definitely reform that needs to take place, like we said.
Some stuff needs to happen.
Yeah.
Lord knows I don't know 100% what it is or what they would do to fix it, but I know it needs to happen.
Yeah. I always, I know we're getting to the end here, but I always thought it was weird that you had city police, county police, sheriffs. Just make it all one department.
Yeah,
cover
seriously,
the whole thing is the same department.
Bend, it's we got the Bend police, the county sheriffs, the state police. They all three have offices in Bend. It's I don't even know who's
and they all have different jurisdictions.
Yeah, I see honestly, I don't even know. I see a city cop. I'm driving through the city of Bend. I see a sheriff's car sitting on the side of the road. I'm like, can that guy write me a ticket for speeding? I mean, I'm not speeding and I'm not planning on speeding. Right. And I've wondered, does he have what jurisdiction does he have? Can he write me a speeding ticket or not? What is it?
I also thought it was weird.
Go through it 10 miles over and wave at him.
That you don't even have to be a police officer to be elected sheriff.
Right.
That's cool.
That's awesome, right?
What's
your law enforcement background? Oh, I don't have any.
Oh. But I'm sure that's happened.
I'm sure it has.
Anyway,
it's probably rare, but I'm sure. But it's happened. I'm sure.
All right. So police good, need some reform.
Police good, reform needed.
Yes. All right.
Police needed, reform needed. There we go.
Right. All right.
All right. What are we talking about next time?
Well, favorite cop movie.
Favorite cop movie? Oh, dude. I don't know. What's yours?
I would have to say the Lethal Weapon movies, even though they're totally.
Oh yeah, completely unrealistic, but they're great though.
Yeah,
I love the Lethal Weapon movies. They were so good.
Right.
I still like the first couple. They were so good.
Mm-hmm. All right. Die Hards are pretty good too.
Yeah, there you go. John McClane.
All right.
Yay. Recording stopped.
All right. Yeah. Tune in next week. I got my little book here. What we're going to be talking about. Oh, next week we're going to be talking about universal health care. So.
Oh, that's a cool topic. That's a good topic.
That'd be cool.
I like
it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
All right.
See you later. All that stuff. Watch like it, share it. All that.
Like, share, and leave a comment down below.
All right. See you guys later. All right.